What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of NBA action here on Monday, March 31st. We're going to break down every NBA game tonight. We're going to look at bets on the side and over-under, and make sure you're checking that pinned comment throughout the day to see if there are any changes as injury news and player availability is confirmed. Sunday actually went pretty well for us, guys. We ended up 3-1 on the day. The Warriors minus 11.5. That was an easy win. They absolutely crushed out there. Toronto -3. Another very comfortable win. Despite being a tanking team, they came through for us with a win there. And we had Houston -2.5. Another nice win. So a 3-0 start to the day. Unfortunately, we did have Michigan State +5.5. We miss out on our perfect day there by only half of a point. So yeah, very, very close to that 4-0 day, but we'll take 3-1, guys. Not too much room to complain there. And we've got some more good news for you out there. Slam that like button if you're excited, because we've got a couple of big giveaways. And first up here, guys, we are looking at the winner of our giveaway. We're re-rolling for last month. We unfortunately did not get any response from our original winner, and we're looking at Frenol Olani. You won the members-only giveaway of the Stump the Spread hoodie for March, so congratulations. Get in touch with us there in the comments, and we will get that hoodie out to you as soon as possible. Our 50,000 subscriber winner of the hoodie giveaway for hitting 50K subs was Lamont Long. Get in there, guys. Thanks for that comment. Let's go Stump 100. I appreciate you, man. You are the winner of the 50K hoodie. So get in the comments. Let me know. Respond to your comment there on our last video, and we will get that hoodie out to you as soon as possible. If you can just email stumpthespread.com with your, all your information. But we'll get in contact in the comments, and we will make that happen. As you can see, guys, aside from daily picks, there's lots of benefits to being a part of this channel. So slam that like button. If we can get this video to 1,000 likes, like I've been saying for a while here, we'll give away another Stump the Spread hoodie. And guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. If you're a huge fan of what we do here, sign up for a channel membership. Members get their names up on screen in every single video, but more importantly, you get access to our monthly members only giveaways. We'll be giving away another Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member in April. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily college basketball, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks, and Major League Baseball, guys, is off to a very, very solid start. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll have access to our exclusive free picks, free-to-use bet size calculators, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not always match what you see here in the video. Also, guys, you need to get over there and sign up for our free email newsletter. It'll get you free picks straight to your inbox, as well as updates on our results. Just make sure to check your spam folder. Comment below with any bets you're looking today or any other feedback you have for me, and I will personally respond. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into our first game of the day. We've got the Utah Jazz going on the road to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Utah, guys, a very clearly tanking team. They just got blown out by like 37 or 36 or something like that by the Denver Nuggets. So things are looking pretty bleak. They're playing on the road here. So things really not coming together for a squad that's been tanking so hard. They've even been fined by the NBA for not playing, guys. And what they're doing to get around those fines is they're just cutting guys' minutes. They're playing dudes like Sexton, Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Occasionally, they're just drastically cutting down their minutes, and that's just leading to this team not being very good. I mean, Colin Sexton may not even play to this game due to a right pelvic contusion. Yeah, guys, they're just, I'm not going to say they're making stuff up, but at this point, it's getting pretty blatant. Markkanen going to be out with now a knee issue. Walker Kessler going to be out for this game due to conditioning. His conditioning is suffering. This 23-year-old not in shape to play basketball here at the end of the season. Pretty laughable stuff. The Jazz, obviously not a team that's trying to win, a very unserious squad right now, but they're going to have a lot of ping pong balls there in the Cooper flag sweepstakes. So we'll see what they do here on the road against another tanking team, the Charlotte Hornets, who are 18-56 on the year. They're riding a 5-game losing streak. Another squad that's intentionally losing. They just lost by 4 points there against the New Orleans Pelicans, with Jose Alvarado hitting a go-ahead three-pointer on them and a reverse layup with 31 seconds left. So yeah, the Hornets very clearly laying down. Another team that's been very consistently not playing everyone. We see Josh Green out for this game, Mark Williams out as well, Seth Curry out, and lots of guys like out for the season. So the Charlotte Hornets, not a team putting a full squad out there on the floor at all, but in this battle of two tanking teams, who can come out on top? The Hornets are getting 1 point. We've got a total of 219.5. Utah 19-17 against spread on the road, 27-31 against spread after a loss. Charlotte 19-17-1 against spread at home, 8-5 against the spread on no rest. So maybe the no rest thing doesn't matter. I do think the Hornets have a few guys that are actually trying out there and have a lot to prove. So I'm going to lean towards the Hornets here getting a point in this game, but very tough to put these tanking squads in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we have the Sacramento Kings going on the road to take on the Indiana Pacers. The Kings come into this game 2 games below 500 now. Sacramento not having the time of their lives at the moment, and they need to be winning some games right now because the Kings find themselves holding on to that 10 seed. They are now a game and a half up on the Phoenix Suns, who can't seem to get out of their own way. So make of that what you will, but the Kings definitely need to be winning these games down the stretch, and getting blown out by 30 at Orlando their last time out, probably not what they had in mind. The squad has been struggling. The whole De'Aaron Fox trade not really looking like it's got things headed in the right direction. When you've got a starting lineup that's got Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis in it, you should be decent, but that second unit, guys, looking very, very suspect. Malik Monk not having a great back half of the season. Jonas Valanciunas is helpful, but not exactly the kind of guy that's going to carry you to wins. And Markelle Fultz getting meaningful minutes for your team, probably not a good sign at this point in his career. So we'll see what the Kings can do here on the road against the Indiana Pacers, who are 43-31 on the season. They're fresh off a blowout loss there at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder. They do need to go back home for this game, so that should help a little bit. But yeah, not a great time there. They gave up 33 points to SGA. A little bit rough. The Pacers have looked good here down the stretch. Honestly, they've played pretty well. They currently find themselves sitting in that 4 seed, but they're a game and a half up on Detroit. That all looks good, but against the Thunder, things did not exactly look good. Siakam, a minus 22 out there. He's floundering a little bit at a kind of tough time to be struggling. Halliburton really played pretty well. Not a ton of assist numbers like we're used to seeing from him, but the dude did score 18 points, but really nobody on the Pacers really having a great time against the Thunder. The Thunder were just the far better team. So we'll see if the Pacers have a bounce back in them. In terms of their injury report for this game, it's looking pretty clear. Mathurin going to be out for this game, but other than that, they are healthy. They're 5.5-point favorites, which seems like kind of a lot at first glance, but we've got a total here of 235.5. The Kings 16-19-1 against the spread on the road, 13-22-2 against spread after a loss. The Pacers a 500 against the spread team at home, and a 16-12-2 against the spread team coming off of a loss. The Kings are pretty bad, guys. They're flat out pretty bad. Now, is this a game they can keep within 5.5? I think so, but their numbers coming off losses are not very good. They seem pretty disheartened, but I just think that's too many points in this situation, guys. Go ahead and give me the Sacramento Kings getting 5.5 points against a Pacers team that, I don't know, guys. They just don't feel like they're playing their best ball right now, and the Kings have to be pretty desperate to get some wins, although they are, holding on to that 10 seed. So we'll see what happens. This game, not one that I trust enough to put in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we've got the LA Clippers going on the road to take on the Orlando Magic. The Clippers come into this game fresh off of a tough showing there against the Cavaliers. They lost that game 127-122. It was in Cleveland. They did some good stuff, especially Norman Powell, who put up 34 points. They did not have Kawhi Leonard in this game. Obviously, they know that game happening last night, so the Clippers are going to be playing here on a back-to-back, which hasn't necessarily been their forte this season, but we do expect to see Kawhi come back and play in this game. And it's not like they played bad there against Cleveland, and we saw, Derek Jones Jr. played kind of limited minutes, Chris Dunn played kind of limited minutes, but Norman Powell, Harden, and Zubac all playing their full minutes load. Seems like they're going to have some fatigue to deal with here in this game. I mean, they're going from Cleveland to Orlando, so from the cold into the warm, maybe that helps a little bit. Obviously, we do expect to see Kawhi back for this game, but other than that, we have a pretty murky injury report. So we're going to have to wait and see who's really going to be available for the Clippers here as they head to Orlando to take on the Magic, who have kind of quietly won 4 out of their last 5. They're headed in the right direction. They do still find themselves, obviously, in the play-in out there in the East, but they're only a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks for the 7th seed. So there's reason for hope here. If they get into that 7th seed or even stay in the 8th seed, they should have a chance to make it into the actual playoffs. So that could be, a nice thing to do here for the Magic, a team that's dealt with so many injuries over the course of the season. Obviously, a 30-point blowout win against the Kings feels pretty good, but obviously, Sacramento not a great team. The Magic are very likely going to be without Cole Anthony for this game, but other than that, they do remain healthy here. They're getting only 3 points at home. We've got a total of 211.5. The Clippers 16-21 against the spread on the road, 6-8 against the spread on no rest. Orlando 19-18-1 against the spread at home. They are just above 500, 18-17 against the spread when they are coming off a win. Like I said, guys, this Orlando team has had their problems over the course of the season with plenty of injuries, slowing them down. This is a tough spot. Honestly, guys, this is a very, very tough spot. They're only getting 3 points. The Clippers are going to be tired. I think this is kind of a tough travel spot for them. So give me Orlando +3, but I think this is a very, very close spot. But I think there could be some reason to go ahead and side with the Magic. Rolling right along, guys, we're looking at the red-hot Miami Heat going on the road to take on the Washington Wizards. The Heat are fresh off a 118-95 win there at Philadelphia, blowing out the 76ers. Miami's only 33-41 on the year. Not exactly having a great time, but they're tied with the Chicago Bulls for the 9 seed in the play-in tournament. They're 2.5 games back of the Orlando Magic, but the Heat are definitely playing much, much better. They've won their last 4 in a row. Feels like they are turning things around here, something that desperately, desperately needed to happen. I'm not going to dive too deep into the box score there for, a game against the terrible 76ers, but they get to play another terrible team here. They're still, having basically the same roster available. Duncan Robinson, Andrew Wiggins listed as likely out for this game. Alec Burks probably going to be out. What's his official designation here? He's day-to-day. Oh, he's probable, so it sounds like he's coming back. Duncan Robinson and Andrew Wiggins, are they officially ruled out? Yeah, Duncan Robinson definitely out. Wiggins definitely out. Yeah, that hamstring, they're not bringing him back anytime soon from that. So we'll see how that goes, but the Heat have been playing well despite those guys being out, and they're taking on a Wizards team that pretty bad, guys. Pretty good at losing games. They're 16-58 on the year, fresh off a 3-point loss against the tanking Brooklyn Nets. So, yeah, not a lot of positives here for Washington. I mean, in that game we did see, I'm trying to find something positive here. A terrible shooting night. 20 points there from Johnson. Poole, a terrible night out there, only 12 points from him. And yeah, just not a lot of positives right now for the Washington Wizards. I know nobody's going to be shocked to hear that. They come into this game, Chris Middleton, Keyshawn George, both out. Other than that, they are healthy, but this is not a team that's really been getting the job done here. And they are getting 8.5 points at home, so that might look okay with a total of 220.5, but Miami only 13-22-1 against spread on the road, 14-18 against spread after a win. But Washington 15-21 against spread at home, 23-32-2 against spread after a loss. Guys, we're riding this hot streak of the Miami Heat. Go ahead and give me the Heat here to win this game by double digits. I don't see Washington doing anything positive. They are tanking things out hard at the moment. We could see even more guys added to that injury list, and I think Miami going to absolutely cruise despite playing on the road in this one. Next up, guys, we got the Boston Celtics going on the road to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Celtics absolutely cruising right now. They're fresh off of their 8th straight win, taking down the Spurs, albeit in a kind of close game. They do end up winning by only 10 there in the end. A good game from Jason Tatum. Overall, the Celtics didn't shoot the ball particularly well once again from 3. They did a great job dominating the boards, though. That's a big part of why they won this game. And Tatum played well. Drew Holiday actually played well offensively, and the bench came up pretty big. So yeah, a good night out there for the Celtics, who weren't necessarily at 100% either for that game. They come into this one against the Grizzlies at close to 100%, maybe at fully 100% if Jaylen Brown does end up playing through that right knee posterior impingement. He's officially questionable for this game, so we don't know if he's going to play. He did play there against the Spurs on the 29th, playing 30 minutes in that game. So there's a decent chance he plays in this game, but it's far from a lock. So we'll have to keep an eye on him as the Celtics go on the road to take on the Grizzlies, who are struggling. They're fresh off a 134-127 loss there against the Lakers. 44-30 on the year, that would look nice, but they're all the way down in the 5 seed, only 1 game up on the Golden State Warriors for the 6 seed, and 1.5 games up on the Minnesota Timberwolves for that 7 seed, which would put them in the play-in. So the Grizzlies not having a good time. That coaching change did not light the fire under them that I'm sure ownership was hoping for. John Morant's back. He did play in that game against the Lakers, but in general, guys, it was Bane actually going off 12 of 18 from the field. He played really, really well. Ja went 9 of 23 from the field, scored 22 points. The starting lineup did put in some positive numbers, but the bench looks really, really bad for this team. They're going to have to find some way to improve there. When you're losing games to the Lakers despite shooting 43.8% from 3, it's time to start looking in the mirror and being a little bit concerned. So we'll see what Memphis can do here. Looking at their injury report, they don't have that necessarily fully updated. Maybe it is. Maybe really everybody is ready to go. I guess that's a definite possibility here, but I'm a little bit worried. I guess it is put up or shut up time because these Memphis Grizzlies are about to fall down into the play-in. They're getting 4.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 236.5. Boston, 19-18-1 against spread on the road. 18-35-1 against spread after a win. Now, guys, that is a number that's getting a little bit better here as the season's gone on, but it's still a concern. Memphis, 19-18 against spread at home, 17-12 against spread after a loss, but Memphis has been in a free fall lately, guys. It has not looked good. Boston's actually a pretty good team against the spread on the road, like above 500, and that's not terrible. They're only 4.5 point favorites here. That's a little bit shocking to me. I'm a little bit worried about some late breaking injury news or something like that, but overall, I think the Celtics are in a pretty good spot to get the win and cover in this one. Their bench is going to be drastically better than Memphis. Go ahead and give me the Celtics here on the road. I think they can easily win this game by at least 5 points, and they're very, very much due for a big shooting night, something they haven't had here for a little while. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Chicago Bulls going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Bulls come into this game fresh off a 1-point loss there against the Dallas Mavericks. That's got to be a little bit hard to swallow. They played okay in the game. I mean, maybe not amazing necessarily. We did see Giddey really cool off. He was at -14, scored only 8 points after that, crazy. So, I mean, yeah, it's just a little bit sketchy here. This Bulls team, shock of the year, not actually good. It just kind of appears good occasionally. We saw some nice nights. I mean, Kobe White, Vujacic, both playing well. Like, the young guys putting up good numbers, but the bench not looking necessarily amazing. They shot the ball well and still managed to lose against the Dallas Mavericks, despite having a nice rebounding edge also. Like, that's not a very good look, guys. Not a very good look at all. So we'll see what the Bulls can do here in a bounce-back spot. I mean, they come into this game looking a little bit banged up. Josh Giddey on the injury report. Kevin Huerter on the injury report. Giddey questionable right hip soreness and injury management. Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, they're looking. I mean, Trey Jones, he's not coming back anytime soon. And Kevin Huerter has been officially ruled out, so they're not going to be at full strength for this game. Obviously, we don't expect Lonzo Ball back anytime soon. He's officially doubtful for this one, so going to be far from the full strength Chicago Bulls as they go on the road to take on the best team in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 62-12 on the season. They're fresh off a blowout win there against the Pacers, and they've been absolutely cruising, guys. This Thunder team looking borderline unstoppable. SGA still in that MVP campaign, and yeah, things are just looking nuts right now for the Thunder, honestly. Like, there's a lot of question marks about how they'll perform in the playoffs when the lights are brightest and the game changes a little bit, but right now, not a lot of problems facing the Thunder. They come into this game in terms of their injury report looking fairly healthy. We do have some concerns, though, here as Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren both on the injury report, so that's a little bit problematic. They both end up sitting out. Chet, guys, is questionable for this game due to his ongoing hip maintenance. Against Memphis, he played 25 minutes and played relatively bad, I'll be honest, so maybe he does need that time off. Hartenstein, guys, also dealing with a hip issue, also questionable. He did not play against the Bulls and only played 14 minutes there against the Indiana Pacers. So we are a little bit worried about that injury situation. Other than that, though, they're looking, I'm not even sure if they're fully healthy besides that. Aaron Wiggins going to be out for this game. Is that an official out designation? Yeah, he's officially out for this game. And Jalen Williams, with his hip issue, is questionable. Can they get those hips taped up there for Oklahoma City? Like, that's starting to be a problem. But looking at the numbers, the Thunder, 14.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 239. Chicago, 20-16-1 against spread on the road. 24-16 against spread after a loss. The Thunder, 24-11-2 against spread at home. 39-19-3 against spread after a win. This feels like a spot where everybody's going to be on the Bulls to have a big bounce back here. They've been playing really, really well. Do we want to join everybody and be on the Bulls here as a big underdog, or do we want to take the Thunder to get another blowout win and cover? I think this is a little bit of a tough spot, if I'm being honest. I'm going to be leaning towards the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think if Giddey is limited or, God forbid, out for this game, the Thunder are going to romp over this team. They're going to win by 20+. So give me the Thunder here, -14.5. I'd be lying if I said this game didn't have a chance to end up in the pinned comment. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Brooklyn Nets going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks. The Nets 24-51 on the year. They're actually fresh off a 115-112 win there at the Washington Wizards in a battle of two tanking teams. The team that tanked the hardest was the Wizards. We saw the Nets, not a lot of crazy positives taking this game. I mean, Tyrese Martin did put up 20 points. The Nets shot nearly 40% from the field. Their rebounding numbers were very, very nice. I don't know, guys. I mean, we saw Drew Timme have a nice day, putting up 19 points, 6 boards. He was still a -12, so let's not lose sight of everything there. But a good game for him nonetheless. Kind of a guy you'd root for a little bit. Overall, not a bad showing from the Nets, unless you are a fan of this franchise tanking it out and trying to improve their draft stock, because that's really what they need to be concentrating on right now. And I expect to see them really hold some guys out after that, unexpected win. We see Cameron Johnson, Noah Clowney, Day'Ron Sharpe all on the injury report. Cameron Johnson with his back issue is questionable. I think there's no chance he plays in this game. Noah Clowney, dealing with his ankle issue, has been ruled out officially. And Day'Ron Sharpe, guys, has also been ruled out due to a knee complaint. So not the full strength Nets here as they go on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks, who have quietly won 4 out of their last 5. They're 37-38 on the year. They're currently sitting in the 9 seed, a half game up on the Sacramento Kings, who are now in the 10 seed out there in the West. So the battle for the last 2 play-in spots is definitely heating up, but The Suns kind of letting us down, losing some games here, not making it too exciting. The Mavs, obviously, getting that 1-point win over the Bulls has to feel pretty good. Klay Thompson actually chipping in 20 points. PJ Washington putting up 19. Things are looking, I would say, a little bit better there for the Mavericks. They come into this game with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and Caleb Martin all on the injury report. Anthony Davis, he did play there against the Chicago Bulls, put up 18 points in his 30 minutes, and 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple blocks. Like, he was stuffing the stat sheet out there and making the Mavs fans maybe feel a little bit better about that horrifying Luka Doncic trade. So we do pretty much expect him to play in this game. He's listed as probable. Derek Lively with his ankle issue is questionable, so he's nearing a return. Daniel Gafford with his knee issue is probable, so he's likely to be back for this game. And we see Caleb Martin, he's listed as probable as well. He doesn't really move the needle for me too much. He played 6 minutes there against the Bulls, and they're just trying to work him back into the mix here. So we'll see what this nearly full-strength Dallas Mavericks team can do here. They're -10. We've got a total of 219.5. Brooklyn actually very good against the spread team on the road, 24-14-1 against the spread playing away from home, 12-11 against spread after a win. Dallas 19-17 against spread at home, 16-19-1 against spread after a win. Guys, I think this is another spot to back a big favorite. Give me the Mavericks here at -10 points. They're getting healthy. I know there's a lot of moving pieces coming in and out of the lineup, so that's a little bit concerning, but I think we see the Mavs get a blowout winning cover here against the Brooklyn Nets team that management and maybe even the coaching staff are going to be very, very determined to see lose after coming off of that, what for them is an unfortunate win last time out. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Houston Rockets going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Rockets come into this game, guys, fresh off a 148-109 win there over the Suns. Pretty bad news there for the Suns, seeing KD go down with that ankle sprain. So we'll see what the results of the MRI are there. But not looking great for the Suns, as we saw the Rockets put up a 148-109 blowout demolition of a win there in Phoenix. Now they got to go to Lakers immediately. No rest for the Wicked, but we'll see what goes on. The minutes load was very, very light for those Rockets players last night. 25 minutes from Amen Thompson, only 11 minutes for Dillon Brooks, who got tossed from that game. 26 for Sengun, 28 for Van Vliet, 27 from Jalen Green. Blowing a team out on the first half of a back-to-back is a great way to keep yourselves fresh and ready to go for the next game. The Rockets shot the lights out, so a little bit of shooting regression, very, very likely in this one. But Houston kind of setting themselves apart as the second best team in the West. They've got a 2-game cushion there over the Nuggets for that 2 seed, and the 2 seed probably a good spot to be. We'll see what happens in the play-in and all that, but right now, I think you feel pretty good if you're the Houston Rockets. You're 9-1 over your last 10 games. You've won 3 in a row. Like, things are very much pointed in the right direction. We don't have a fully updated injury report there on Houston. I do pretty much expect to see everyone play. There's no real reason guys would be sitting this game out, and I don't think this is a team that's ready to start coasting here. They're probably pretty determined to get a win here on the road against the Los Angeles Lakers, who are fresh off of that 134-127 win at the Memphis Grizzlies. It hasn't been all, clear sailing for the Lakers. They're actually only, 2-4 over their last 6 games, so that doesn't necessarily look amazing. They're down in the 4 seed, 5-5 over their last 10, and they're currently only 1 game up on Memphis and 2 games up on the Golden State Warriors in that race to see who's going to finish the regular season with home court advantage there for the playoffs out there in the Western Conference. In that 134-127 win over Memphis, we saw Austin Reeves continue to put up crazy numbers. LeBron 25 points, Luka 29, but Austin Reeves leads the way with 31. Crazy, crazy work there. A couple double-digit scores off the bench probably feels great, but can you depend on 15 points from Gabe Vincent on a nightly basis? You absolutely cannot. Dorian Finney-Smith, kind of another story. He played good defense and put up 11 points. There's a reason he was a plus 15. Will we see an improvement from Hachimura, who put up 13? Like, he actually had a pretty decent night, but couldn't play that many minutes. So we'll see what happens here for the Lakers at home. We've got a total of 225.5. The Lakers are 5-point favorites. Houston, 20-14-1 against spread on the road, 5-10-1 against spread on no rest. The Lakers, 24-13 against spread at home, 25-18-1 against spread after a win. So kind of a front-runner type team that tends to, run it back and win and cover after they've already won. They are catching the Rockets here in a spot where Houston might be a little bit tired, but not as tired as you would expect them to be after a back-to-back. The only other meeting this season, we saw the Rockets win by 4 points. That was in Houston. That was back in January, so we can't draw too much from that. This is a tough spot. I really think I lean here towards the Houston Rockets. I don't think the Lakers are really in great shape for this game. I think they're going to struggle to defend Alperen Sengun here. They do have maybe the pieces to slow down Fred VanVleet, which can kind of throw a wrench in the works here, but Houston's got a lot of pieces that can guard those Lakers players, and to be honest, guys, with the Lakers being 5-point favorites, I think we take the Rockets and the points here. I think it's a very good spot. I think Houston at least keeps this thing close and probably has a chance to steal the outright win. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. If you're one of the 2 giveaway winners, get down in the comments, let me know about it, and I will give you further instructions. Thanks for watching. Click the link in the description to check out StompTheSpread.com, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.